Hello there. Today I'm going to chat with you a little bit about why HST is not an expense. I have seen small business owners who have HST as a line on their income statement, and they've put it in basically as an expense. So they're deducting it for tax purposes, for income tax purposes, and it's reducing their net income. But this is not correct because HST is not an expense. It feels like an expense, feels like we pay all this money over to the government and we should be able to write it off. Like we're not even getting anything for this money. But it's not really our money. That's the issue. It's not that we have actually made this money and we're now paying it to the government. HST is held in trust for the CRA. So GST, HST, the same thing. It's held in trust. We collect it from our customers and we hold on to it, and then we pay it out to our suppliers. Hopefully we pay out less to our suppliers, unless we're zero rated, but I'll talk about that in a second. So we charge, say, 13% or 5% or whatever the GST or HST is where you live, and then we pay that out to our suppliers. Like maybe we went to the store and we had to buy like some pens, or we had to buy calculator. That's what I got right here. I've had this thing since college and it's friggin' amazing. Side note, I've also never had to change the battery. Anyway, small plug for Sharp calculators. So we pay that out on our expenses, and then the net of those two is what we actually remit to the government. And so we haven't made that money. We've collected it from our customers, but it was on top of our invoice. It wasn't part of our sales. So we've just held on to that in trust for the government, which is why it's not an expense. It goes on our balance sheet. It goes in a separate account where we just collect the two amounts, the amount on sales and the amount we've paid out in expenses, and we just remit the net between the two of them. This is not the only thing that we could be holding in trust for the CRA. Payroll, for example, is another thing payroll source deductions is another thing that we hold in trust for the CRA. So that's income tax deductions, CPP that we've deducted, CPP and EI we've deducted from our employees' paychecks, and then the CPP and EI that we owe to the CRA as well. All of those things are in trust. So it's not really our money. The CRA is just trusting us with it, and we're going to have to pay it over to them at some point in the future. This is also why the CRA has such steep penalties and interest for being late on your GST, HST payments and filings, and the payroll payments and filings, especially payroll payments and filings, because it's not really our money, and so they get quite upset when they don't receive their money on time, which is different than income tax, right? So income tax is money that we've made that we now owe the CRA because we have to pay tax on our income, but it didn't start as the CRA's money. So that's the difference there. And so that's why HST is not an expense, because it's not really our money, and we're not really reducing our income by paying it over to the CRA. If you have questions about HST, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to chat with you about them. I've also created a PDF that explains the 7 most common accounting mistakes that I see small business owners make. Understanding sales tax is one of those, and that one's a big one for sure. Really understanding how that works, not getting it confused with income tax, and then just all the little nuancy things, because it's easy to get confused. So I created a document. Every accounting mistake is one page. I go through how we got there, what the impact could be in your business, and then how to fix it, because it's not enough to just know that there's a problem. We need to actually be able to fix it. So that's free. You can download that for free. I've left a description in the description. It's accountingmistakes.ca if you want to go right there. So let me know your questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer them for you. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you tomorrow.